Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Quick Tip. I'm Chris, and I'm here with Mike. And today we'll be talking about how to make a preset for print marks in Ergosoft. So, Mike, some customers like to utilize print marks so that they can keep certain image or job-specific information on their prints. And sometimes when you're running production, you don't need the print marks. Maybe now we're at the point where we're doing some color work and we need to keep track of which color management settings correspond to a particular print or a series of prints. Walk us through how we can use the print marks preset to help make things easier as we're going through the process.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, it's print marks. If you select your image, you'll have a print marks option on the right side of the screen here. And the print marks will be on the top or the bottom of the image. So let's say by default, like you said, you have them off because you don't need them on all of your artwork. But we're doing some color work, maybe some new media, new profiles, whatever, right? And you want to turn them on. So there are some pre-made options that you can select from that will put a lot of information on there, but you can also customize it a lot. So let me show you that right now. If you click new, the little green plus, you have options in here for crop marks, different sizes and colors, whatever you want to do. You can add registration marks if you would like around your image. And down in the bottom here, which is the most convenient section in my opinion, is the image label. In here, if you click in your white box here for text, you can click this field button and there's a bunch of options you can add, right? For instance, the image options, you have name, path, file size, and let's add name real quick, right? Now, if we apply that to our image, it's going to have the file name, and the size and the color of the text is also configurable. So you have your font type, you can change your font, the size of the font to make it bigger, and you have your color right here for the font. Um, let's go back into the field options. So for image, right, you have name, path, file size, like I mentioned, scale, brightness, a bunch of options, as you can see.
So, for example, if we're doing color work, maybe we'd want to have the rendering intent show up on the print marks. I
Exactly.
see also there's image presets.
Yep.
Um, so
So
this
what
is
this
if
does, yep. So what this does is if you're using like image format preset for your artwork and you're testing, maybe to scale it or whatever, and you have those already pre-made, which we did go over in a different video, it will put the name of the preset you used in the header. So that way you know, hey, I used this or I used the wrong one or whatever. So it's a really nice way of tracking what presets you use. And as you can see, there's a bunch of options here for different presets that it can track for you. Um, you also have print environment information, the name of the print environment. As I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have a test media print environment that I'm using. So if I add uh, print environment to this print environment name, it will put the file name and then the print environment name. So then I know that these were printed on a different print environment.
And this
Um,
is, of course, where all the color critical information in Ergosoft typically resides. Most of the time, when you're doing a new profile, your color critical changes are generally being made in the print environment. So this is what we see most commonly show up on a customer's print marks, where you have information about the ink limit and the resolution, for example.
yeah, Yeah, tracking, I mean, if you're doing testing, especially or samples, not knowing what print environment or what ink limit or what profile you used is, it's pretty important to know what you used. So that's why these options are here for you. Um, you can also add information about the job name. As you can see here, there's some options, media type, media size, general information. So this is information about the computer also. So maybe you want to know if it was printed on computer 1 or computer 2. You can put the computer name in here. And new line just adds a new line. Literally, it'll make it so maybe if you're too long, you can do a new line and you'll have a second line of text that you can add in there. Um,
Okay, so walking
yeah,
through a practical scenario, we have an operator using the RIP for production. Color guy shows up. Hey, I'd like to print out some test prints. Show us how easy it's going to be to jump from regular production settings to the color test print marks.
Sure. So yeah, so what you'd want to do with a color guide doing testing, you'd have a new print environment, right? Maybe that you're doing tweaks on, or you're doing adjusting of the ICC to the linearization. And when you're doing images on that print environment, you would just select your image and then go over here to print marks and select a print mark that you created. I made this one earlier, color testing, right? This has a bunch of options in it. So then you could apply it to your image and then print that on your new print environment. And it does have the print environment listed in the top here as well. So what what makes that nice and easy is that you don't have to have it applied to everything. So you could still be doing production while you're doing these testings, right? So you could easily create a new job, select your original print environment, import an image and print it. And then you could easily switch back and print out sample images with your test environment with your print marks.
Great. Okay. So in summary, a print marks preset is a great way to ensure that you have the information captured that you need on an image specific basis. Helpful for testing. Some again use it in production, but however you want to use it, very flexible tool, easy to use. Great. All right, Mike. Well, that does it for today, everybody. Thanks for watching, and please contact us if you have any questions.